Hi everyone, welcome to your August Alchemy Scopes. It's been intense lately. We just had the new moon, and we also simultaneously are going through a Venus-Saturn square and Mercury conjunct Mars opposed Pluto. So there could be quite a bit of... Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Good. We could have quite a bit of anger coming up, quite a bit of irritability coming up, a lot of deep issues arising, causing responses and actions, thoughts of kind of aggression. So hang in there and really stand back when those come up and really look at the bigger picture, because know that this is the cycle that we're in. And with the Venus-Saturn square, it's very intense because there's a necessity, there's such an obligation to mature our values, what we love and what we do, to put detail into that which we love and that which we do. It's quite intense. So you might be feeling some limits imposing upon you recently. But it is a new moon. It's a new moon in Cancer. It occurred at 23 degrees Cancer. And the Sabian symbol, the symbology that's imbued within this new moon, that's flavoring this entire next cycle, is a woman and two men castaways on a small island in the South Seas. And it's an interesting symbol. Kaipacha was referring to Dane Rudyard and his assessment of the two men and the woman in this scenario. And it refers to kind of the three aspects of self, which is what Dane Rudyard referred to, which was the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And so the mental was male, the emotional was female, and the spiritual was male. I can't say whether or not I agree with that assessment, but in this particular assessment, it's interesting because the symbol is on an island in the South Seas. And there's something about being on an island that's a bit of isolation, a feeling of isolation and limit. I'm going to move this. Again, my arm's getting tired here. So, excuse me. So there's a sense of isolation, of all those aspects of self, of the mental, of the emotional, of the spiritual, feeling isolated now. There could be that. And also it's the South Seas, and the South typically refers to below and underneath. It could refer to the underworld and going into the depths of self. So it could be thematically for you that this month, this cycle is just diving deeper, especially with these astrological aspects that are taking place. So let's dive into the scopes for the individual signs. A reminder that these are evolutionary scopes, meaning that these are about your soul's evolution. Since I began The Alchemist Awakens, this channel is devoted to your awakening and your soul's evolution, your maturity, your stepping into your power. It is about you diving deep into your essence, self, your soul print, and fully expressing your infinite power. And we have a long way to go. I mean, the majority of humanity has a very long way to go. Most of them aren't very awake yet. So anyway, so when you look at these scopes, know that the 6 points, which is the Sabian symbol, which we just talked about, so the symbology that's imbuing the story in this cycle. And then when we look at the I Ching for the particular sign's microcycle, the micro theme, and then we look at the spread, which pulls up the particular story that's unfolding for your soul's growth. And then we look at the Ascended Master for guidance, the Archetype, which are the qualities that are asking to be matured in you, and then of course the Dakini, which is evoking within you the embodiment. So what embodiment would optimally serve you to handle, to flow with this particular cycle for you. So this is a holistic scope. I hope you enjoy it. So let's move on to those. Hi Gemini, welcome to your I Ching microcycle. So you received this month number 8, holding together. That's the hexagram that came forward for you. The 2 trigrams that make up this particular hexagram are water above, earth below. And this is the meaning. Holding together brings success. Teamwork is achieved when a clear goal is shared by the right players on the right team at the right time. The chemistry of a team forms over time, so latecomers do not always share the same depth of union as the earlier members. All successful teams imbue wholehearted commitment to a shared vision and to an identified leader. Accept the structure of the team if you desire to receive its benefits. Otherwise, it is optimal to remain on your own now. In holding together with others, adhere to your own principles, yet be willing to subordinate your personal desires for the good of the group. Welcome, Gemini, to your spread and cards. So first of all, this month I'm going back to my custom series deck that I use for myself. 144 cards, and we'll go back to the synchronic spread this month. And then in addition, I'm using Dame Darcy's tarot deck, which is whimsical and wonderful. I absolutely adore it. And we're going to pull 1 tarot card for each week. So the spread will pull up a theme that's coming up as a growth edge for you this month. What is coming up to evolve you this month? And the tarot cards will pull up the weekly micro themes, and it always feeds into the spread. So we'll see what comes up there for you. And then we have the Ascended Master that we'll pull, and we also have the Archetype, Carolyn Mrs. Archetype deck. And I'm going to pull it, I think it's a little out of the shot here. It's a little better, but I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you'll be able to see it. And then in addition, I have with us here at the divination table the Cancer Moon card. This is from the Lady Morgane Moon Oracle card deck that is fabulous. And I wanted to have her presence here as I'm filming this on the new moon, on the Cancer new moon that's beginning our new cycle for this month. And thus the qualities of Cancer are imbuing the theme for this particular cycle. So let me go ahead and read a few of the qualities that are imbued with this cycle. Withdrawal into self, growth, development, safety and security, protection and nurturing, healing, feelings and sensitivity, the need to let go of the past, moving forward, flow, learning from and integrating the past, strength and virtue. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already shuffled the series deck, so let's go ahead and pull and see what theme, what story is coming forward for you to grow you this month. All right, give me a second here. All right. So Gemini, let me take a look here at everything. First of all, this month you're definitely going to be contemplating some issues. You're going to be in a space of reviewing your life. You're going to be in a space of reviewing what you want to let go of. On a spiritual level, Gemini, you're going to be in a space of upset regarding changes from past good times. So things right now during this particular cycle are going to be stirring some upset within you. And it's going to be caused from memories that are coming up that are bringing up what has changed for you. So what's become different, what's moved, what's changed, what's shifted. So you're going to be experiencing a bit of upset, and you're going to be contemplating, okay, what's going on? Many things are calling for alignment within you. And during this particular cycle, you're asked to make some choices in regards to synchronicity. And this is in regards to many aspects of your life. So the contemplation that's coming up for you has to do with perhaps home, family, work, life purpose, right work. So you're asked to choose alignment, synchronicity within yourself, so that synchronicity outside of yourself can manifest. Yeah. And it's coming up again, as I said, in many areas of your life. So this is not just family. This is not just work. This is kind of on a holistic basis for you. You're really in a space of review. And it's interesting. I mean, your intention this month is to release upset and to release negativity. But you're going to have some negative thoughts going on about what has left, what is not at its fullest presence in your life. So things that have diminished or things that have gone away. So you're going to be feeling quite negative, or your thoughts, I should say, are going to be in a space of focusing perhaps. And again, this is a general reading. So the theme for at least some, if not most, Geminis out there might tend toward negative thoughts about what has become diminished in your life, what has left, what is dissolved, what is diminished, what has shifted. And again, you're going to be reviewing all of this stuff. But your intention, interestingly, so you're going to have an intention during this cycle to actually really release what doesn't work. So you're going to have an opportunity to be clear or to gain clarity about what is working, what isn't working, what is aligned, and what's not. So the opportunity is there, but your intention is to release that. You want to clean things up, and that's what you're contemplating. I mean, this is a beautiful spread, Gemini. It's intense, but you, along with all the other signs, are going through a deeply significant, poignant phase of rehoning yourselves, rehoning your lives. It's very significant, and it's not to be vilified. This is to be honored, even though it can be difficult, yeah? So let's look at the weeks. Let's pull up the tarot. Now, the first week, you're getting a great card. So again, the first week is the week after this new moon, which I'm filming this on the new moon on July 15th. So in the coming week, you're going to be in a space of feeling in control of your mind, of your thoughts, of your life. So there's going to be a sense or a feeling of control. A note that this is Dame Darcy's deck, if I hadn't mentioned that at the start. So there is going to be a sense of empowerment from being able to handle with mastery, because really the Chariot card is essentially mastery through the mind. So there's going to be a sense within you at the onset of this cycle of, you're in control. You feel that you have things clear and handled. Now, in the second week, you get the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is about, it has various interpretations, but essentially it's about getting away with something. It's about leaving the scene with something, stealing something. Now, swords are, and it's deception and things like that. The swords are the mental realm. So, you know, it's, for example, it's like the stealing of intellectual property is like one example of that. But on a very kind of essential level, it's about manipulation and getting away with something and essentially running from the scene. So something occurs in week 2 that creates a stir, that creates some deceptive action. It's either yours or someone in your life, although I would say this is really your evolutionary spread. So it could be you, and again, it could be someone else in your life, but there's deception that's at play that's creating upset, and it's probably driving you into this place of contemplation. It's an instigator, what it looks like. So let's look at week 3. Now this is interesting, Gemini. So in week 3 you get the Devil. The Devil is about attachment. It's about unhealthy attachment, because you can see the 2 levers are chained to the Devil, but they can release themselves if they so choose, if they're aware enough and if they choose. But this is about attachment to something that is addictive or something that is toxic. But the Devil, like any of the cards, cannot be vilified either, because the Devil, in the original meanings for the tarot, it's the first of the 3rd tier of the tarot, which is the spiritual realm. So this card is the instigator of the spiritual process. So this attachment, whatever is going on for you that you're attached to, that's causing you to that's causing upset, that's causing you to dive into memories, that's causing you to contemplate your life, that's asking you or that's forcing you to look at other choices that are more synchronistic. The Devil is playing a role there. There's some attachment that you're reviewing this month. You have either attachment to a person, to a substance, to a thought pattern, to a belief system, to an emotional pattern. So it's juicy. So that's week 3. Now in week 4, this is the 10 of Cups reversed. And I'll show it to you upright. Upright, of course, the 10 of Cups is the happy family. It's marriage and it's joy within the family unit. When it's reversed, it can be divorce, it can be separation, it can be a split, a breakup. So in week 4, and it's certainly not saying that in this particular month a divorce would happen, but it could be talking to the week 4 is going to bring about a big shift. And it could be that you decide that this is the action that you want to take. You know, after your month of contemplation, it could very well be, Gemini, that you make a decision to release, that your intention to release is the family, is the marriage, is the partnership. Yeah? And it could be, by the way, a business relationship. It doesn't have to be family, although typically it is. But yeah, this is a big month for you. It's a big, juicy time for potentially some major change for you. So let's take a look at the Ascended Master. And this will be the specific guidance for you during this cycle that will help you manage, help you handle, help you best manage this particular journey of the soul. So let's see what's coming up for Gemini. Let's see what's coming up for Gemini. Okay. What wants to come? You know, it's interesting. Another sign got this card. And it's interesting because there are 44 cards in here. Thoth, right. So the guidance, Gemini, for you is right. Now, the interesting thing is the other sign that got this card also had great upset in their spread, in their reading, in the theme that's coming up for them. And the writing card is referring to journaling. It's referring to writing too, if you have a book that you've been wanting to write, etc. However, a large component of the meaning of this card is to write, to release your feelings. And it's interesting because the release card did come in the emotional sector. So specifically in the description that Doreen has for Thoth, this is about journaling, like doing the morning pages, you know, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. It's about releasing in writing all of the thoughts, the images, the pictures that come into your mind, and putting it all out in one solid stream with no punctuation on paper. And you do that first thing upon awakening for 10 minutes. Anyway, that doesn't have to be your particular activation of right. However, journaling for you certainly at a minimum would be helpful for you during this cycle, especially with the upset, especially with the contemplation, because it's going to aid you in releasing stuff that's within, and it's going to aid you in getting clarity about decisions, and it's going to help release some of the negativity that's coming up for you. So very interesting. Very interesting. So let's take a look. This is Carolyn Miss's Archetype deck, and of course we each imbue all of the archetypes, but what this card is pulling is what particular quality set is asking to be evolved and matured within you this month. And if you do so, it will serve you, right? It will actually, again, like the guidance of the action to take that will serve you, evolving these qualities within you will also serve your growth during this cycle. So let's take a look, and we'll see what archetype wants to come up for you. Beautiful. Messiah. I think another sign also got Messiah, which is beautiful. Okay, so let me read it first and then I'll show it to you. So the lower frequency, less evolved manifestation of Messiah is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. The evolved manifestation is the higher frequency manifestation, is serving humanity with humility. So it's a card of service. It's interesting that this quality set is asking to be evolved. It's about the development of humility, is what I would say predominantly here. It is service to humanity, but the key word in the evolution of this quality set is humility. So you are asked to bring forward within you humility this month. Certainly service as well. I mean, if this particular situation that's coming up, at least one, because remember there are many, but if any portion of the many areas that you're reflecting upon has to do with your work, and service in the world. And then obviously take that to heart. But again, humility is really resonating for me, for you, for this particular spread. So the development of humility will really serve you in your ability to ride this wave. And again, like I've told other signs, what I really want to say to you is nothing in life is fixed or fated. There are themes, there are energies, cycles, and patterns that play out. So these are the energy sets that are coming forward, the themes, the stories that are coming in energetic waves. So are these. But you have a choice, you have free will choice to deal with them in any way you choose. And depending on what the spread says, you really have to meet it. Meaning, if it's a very positive spread, if the energy is very positive in the spread, there's potential there. But you have to actually act to meet it. And in this particular spread, it's a little bit different because this is more of a contemplative month for you. That's the theme, but it's also the guidance. So you are to meditate and contemplate what is going on. You might have a tendency to avoid and distract. But this theme, this cycle for you is saying it is time to contemplate what's going on. So it's both and. You're probably going to have a tendency here to do this, but if your tendency in your life is to distract and not go there, this is the guidance for you, because there's a lot that wants to be cleaned up. There's a lot that wants to be released. There's negative thoughts that want to be shifted. There's synchronicity and flow and alignment that wants to happen. Okay, lots of stuff there. So let's take a look and see what Dakini is coming up for you, Gemini. Hi, Gemini. So welcome to your Dakini. Let's see which Dakini goddess is coming forward to reflect what to embody this month to optimally serve you during this cycle. You received number 8, Fairy Queen, a completely lovely Dakini. And again, I'm reading here from Penny Slinger. And if you'd like to link to more information, because there's quite a bit of information on Fairy Queen, you can do so in the online library. The link is below the video. She comes from the air, the subtlest vibration, into the earthly elements, then disappears into thin air again. The Fairy Queen has graced you with her presence to let you know that you need to let more magic into your life. Time to lighten up and see the playful, whimsical nature of things. Play with your emotions. Watch them as they arise and suspend the need for, watch them as they arise and suspend the need for reaction, so you can watch them play through you with equal bemusement, like a movie. Sadness and happiness, being angry or being pleased, frustration or completion, all these will appear as flickering light on the screen of your being, and you, like Fairy Queen, view it all with a knowing smile. For she knows beyond the play of emotions runs the verdant stream of magic. Fairy Queen doesn't take anything too seriously. How could she? She asks, for if it did, such thoughts would be heavy and weigh her down. She is light as a feather after all. So how would she be able to fly otherwise? She prefers the thoughts that have wings. They are light and travel on the softest breeze and catch the imagination with their suggestions of what could be. Such thoughts are the spontaneous and free and very freeing. She is the purveyor of such suggestive thoughts and fantasies. She is the portal to communing with the elementals of the elements.
She reveals her fairy queendom, which coexists with her own, hidden yet vibrant. Everything around you, all of nature, is filled with elemental energies, invisible beings who coexist with our visible, known reality. This sensitive realm is filled with delicate, subtle energies. The Fairy Queen reveals her realm for those who have eyes to see it. You must have those eyes, whether you think you believe in fairies or not, or she would not have shown herself to you. How could she? So I'm going to leave it there. If you would like to dive deeper into Fairy Queen, the link to the library is below.